morning. Good morning. Just wanted to get this all tuned up this morning, get this done correctly. And how are you today? I hope you're doing well. I hope everything's going well for you in the world of guitar today. Yeah, I think this is a good place to start. Just getting the guitar sort of tuned up and ready to go. This is part and parcel of the warm-up process for me. Let's skip this let's bring this in a little bit closer here, just so we can get to be a little more, there we go. I think that's not good. All right, especially if we want to see the fretboard. Yeah, the fretboard and some of the fingers and that kind of stuff. All of that stuff matters. I think at least a little bit, right? Let's go ahead and get that cleaned up. Here we go. Yeah, how was your day yesterday? Did you have a good day yesterday? Yesterday. If you're just tuning in, you know, we're just getting started, just getting going here. Have you heard there's a Persian scale that I used to play with used to work with a group called Justification of the Incongruent, and the scale is basically a half step underneath the root note and then half step above the root note. So anywhere you have a root 1, 3, 5 triad, the scale is sort of like built around the root 3 and the 5 of the major triads. Yeah, not really warm there, but. All right, let's take a breath and let's go ahead and get started. All right, good morning. If you're here and you haven't done so yet, go ahead and double tap the screen if you don't mind to give us a like. Just smash that like button, you know. Oh, thank you kindly. So housekeeping, if you need to use the restroom while you're here, the restroom is probably somewhere you know better than I because it's in your location. So that's taken care of. So now you know that. And I think in case of emergency exit, you probably also know better than I. All right, so let's go ahead and just get started. Fingers 1, fingers, I always say 1, fingers 3 and 4. First, let's start off. We've got the guitar here, featured the Martin D X2E that I use as my banger, my beater guitar, my day-to-day rider, and then metronome, 60 beats per minute, metronome. And we have the tuning fork, which is definitely a must for this kind of session work, training the old ears. And then we've got the old page capos, that's right. So you can get every single one of those things in a link, an affiliate link in this video. So if you want or need any of those things in order to keep your show going, then go ahead and you can grab those via the affiliate link. So let's go. Fingers 3 and 4 on 10 and 12, 1 E and a 2. Oh yeah, Martin Phosphor Bronze guitar strings too. Don't forget, I use, if I'm not using Kurt Mangan strings, I'm using the Martin Phosphor Bronze stuff. And 1 E and a 2. Fingers 3 and 4 on 10 and 12. Let's go. Let's take it for a little spin, shall we? Let's go ahead and get this show on the road. Good quality breathing in and good quality breathing out. We're just doing the warm-up process, and the warm-up process, or is either that or the warm-up process is doing us. But we are going through, you know, just carefully working through, just keeping the thumb. I don't know if you've noticed this, but as we go through this process, the thumb tends to track the 2 fingers that are active. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about because I keep adjusting my fret hand. So you know how if I'm using all 4 fingers, if we are using all 4, you know, word salad, if we are using all 4 fingers, we have this thumb in the middle of the 2 middle fingers, right? So we have this thumb is basically, is basically the middle of the first and 4 fingers. So you notice that we're distributing power between fingers 1 and 4 evenly. If we're only using fingers 3 and 4, you can notice that the thumb is starting to, you know, kind of right here. So we have this, can you believe Jaws is 50 this year? Crazy. So we have this thumb between the 3rd and 4th fingers, and that's what is balancing the whole act here. So fingers 3 and 4. You can see the thumb moves every time the fingers move on the front of the fretboard. So too does the thumb move that equal amount of distance. Fingers 2 and 3 on the 10 and 12. And if we have newcomers here, I'm Jason, and welcome to the morning ritual for guitar growth. I'm glad that you made it. I'm glad that you have a guitar in your hand, or I'm glad that you're using your thumb as a fretboard and you're playing along in case you don't have your guitar. If you're listening and you're driving, you can do this as well. So fingers 2 and 3 on frets 10 and 12. 1 E and a 2, and you know what to do. That's right. We've got to have the no morning ritual is complete without, you know, a beatboxer, without the sound effects. So the fingers 2 and 3 work a little differently for me. They leave me hanging. It's sort of, there we go. Let's get back on track with the metronome. I mean, I think my second and third fingers are in a much better position or much better shape than when I started this particular exercise this year. I feel like they're stronger. I feel like all of the stretching we do. Oh, by the way, if you are here, double tap the screen, and you can double tap the screen to like the video, and or if you're on the mobile viewport or whatever, but you can like the video. That helps things out. But if you are here, what I was going to say is thank you. Fingers 1 and 2 on 10 and 12, and you can grab your guitar and play along. This is a really important part of the day for some of us. We are guitar practitioners, and we are here to practice well, you know how I feel about that word practice. Warm up with the guitar. And you know, it might seem a little bit like something off with this dude. Something's off with this dude, but it's less likely the case. It's more likely that we're guitar practitioners, and we want to take the time to do the things that guitar practitioners, or what do guitar players do? You know, they play the guitar. And this is the morning for me. So I do this in the morning. I do this every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time for the entire year of 2025. And I'm so happy that you found your way here. And I'm inviting you to stick around. It's free for the entire year, and we can warm up together. 1 E and a 2. There we go. Making a little noise, raking through the string set. Raking up the strings, raking down the strings. Those are all valuable techniques to know too, right? Because if you listen to, I don't know, Leo Kottke, you've listened to sort of some Motown, some 90s grunge. So the raking, oh, I know the song, Creep by Radiohead is a pretty common song to know, which incorporates this, the rake or the choked out string set. Just a really great technique to know. It's available on the guitar. It's low hanging fruit for us, it's low hanging fruit. So we have a fruit tree orchard that we planted. We've been planting the trees for kids and stuff as they come into the family, and so we've had the cherry trees kind of blossom and come and go already. We have some plums, we have some pears, we have some Honeycrisp coming. So fingers 1 and 3 and 9 and 12. Here we go. 1 E and a 2. No more counting. Go. Yeah, welcome. Glad you're here. It's exciting. This is a morning ritual. It's a morning ritual for guitar growth. And if you're from the South, guitar. We're going to play some guitar this morning and working through our warm-up cycle. We're going to cover all of these 2-finger permutations. We're going to cover all of the, not all, but many or some 3-finger permutations. We're building strength. We're sitting up tall. We're breathing correctly. We are doing all of this work to benefit our guitar practice. So here we go, warming up. 1 E and a 2, T and a 4 E and a. There we go. How many of you saw the Changes by Black Sabbath tutorial I posted yesterday? What a song, you know, what a song. Mr. Iommi was kind of noodling around with the piano in the studio and came up with that line. And I guess a couple of the blokes were going through some breakups at the time, and it just seemed timely to write a song like that, I guess, for them. And Ozzy did a heck of a job. Just singing through just a beautiful job presenting the song. Now we're at the place in this warm-up period where we're doing our first stretch, and it's a very simple, just a straight arm and bending those fingers back, and you pulling that, those tendons and those tissues, stretching those under the wrist here. Don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Breathing is super important. And different kinds of breath can inform our bodies differently for different purpose. So we're just thinking simple breathing in, breathing out. So if we do this once, and then we do that, we're basically counting 16 clicks or 4 bars on each position and just stretching the arms. This forearm is really, sometimes it's tighter than the other, and then sometimes it's one side of the body isn't always the same as the other side. So we have these things to look forward to, these refreshing elements of the warm-up include active stretching. Yeah, good. It feels really good to be doing this morning. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being here and sticking around. And thank you for, not so much for me, but thank you for being here to continue your work with the guitar and your work. For me, I'm here working on my own person. I'm here working on my own sort of this is a part of the system to become a better version of me. Because I am a guitar practitioner, this is a large part of what I spend time on, building my own personal character, my moral character. And even during the inclemencies, or the inclement days or vicissitudes of the weather, it's I still work on guitar practice, guitar as a practice. Why would we do this, Why would we do the guitar as a practice? Well, that answer is as wildly varied as why, the amount of cuisine on the planet. So hopefully you have a pretty solid understanding about why it is that you play the guitar and what you hope to accomplish on your guitar. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. So yes, I'm the Ted Green chord chemistry guy. I'm walking through the book page by page, chord by word, chord by chord. So you can join me there too. It's a beautiful, right here at my channel at Jason Carey Guitar on YouTube. But let's keep going. Let's do fingers 2, 3, and 4, and 10, 11, and 12. Let's swing the 16ths here. I know it's typically we'd swing the 8s, so let's think of these as 8s. Instead of straight 8s. And we'll talk about how to create or generate the feel of the swing 8. But for now, you can try to, if you're not familiar with the construction of swing 8s, you can just follow me along and just do your best to keep up. Let's go ahead and just blister this guitar here with fingers 1 and 2 and 3. So 1 E and 2 ba ba ba. You can hear the straight 8s or straight 16ths or whatever are equidistant from one another, and from the first one to the second one is, the first one's longer, the second one's shorter. It can take a little bit of time to get used to the straight 8 and versus the swing 8. And then what we want to do, of course, is practice, you know, getting between. Going back and forth between swing and straight 8 notes. I'm going to exaggerate them. All right, fingers 1 and 2 and 4 on frets 9, 10, and 12. And then here's the straight 8s or straight 16s. And then here is the quintuplet. And then the swing 8. And then the straight 16s. All right, anyway. 1 and 3 and 4, 1 E and a 2, 1, 3, 9, 11, 12. Now if we come back to straight pattern, equidistant, it's a little more, you know, we have a deeper appreciation for what it means to play notes that are equidistant from one another. So if you're here, if you are not playing, if you have a free hand, if you wanted to double tap the screen, you could like this video. You could also share it with other guitar player friends who, thank you very much, other guitar player friends who would also enjoy warming up with the guitar with a small group of other guitar practitioners across the planet. So this is a good opportunity for some. Oh, here we go, off the rails again with the 8th note being jazz 8s. And straighten them out. All right, 1. Where are we at? So we have the 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And we did 1, 2, 4, and then we did 1, 3, 4. And now we are moving into, let's move right into 4-fingered guitar. Guitardom. 1, 2, 9, 10, 11, 12. Boy, we are really cooking this morning. Yeah, and if you are here, if you haven't yet double tapped the screen, we certainly appreciate the double tap of the screen. If you're brand new here, I'd like to just quickly, just briefly introduce myself. My name is Jason, and you've sort of found yourself, you found your way into my personal morning ritual for guitar growth. And I do this here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time for the entire year of 2025. So this, my friend, my new friend, is the year of the guitar. If you would like to know a little bit more about me, you can find me at jasoncareyguitar.com, and you can communicate with me there if you'd like. There's a contact sheet, or you can email me directly at growth at jasoncareyguitar.com. And share with me, and you can share with me some of your concerns, or maybe your goals of, any questions relating to the guitar would be good. I'm only barely qualified to talk about guitar, so any questions you have, any concerns, anything you would like to share, if there are any specific kinds of videos you would like to see on the channel. I have hundreds of videos on this channel, hundreds, and they're all here for you. If you have specific things that you can't find that you would like to see, please let me know, and I'd be happy to consider putting those in the production pipeline. All right, we'll see about, maybe we'll see you in an email, or we'll see you at jasoncareyguitar.com. You can download some free stuff there at jasoncareyguitar.com too. Not jasoncareyguitar.com too, but it's as well. All right, so free stuff. And sign up for the newsletter. Yeah, you'll like it. It's good. Good. man, I feel like we are talking like Bruce Cockburn stuff. I feel like I wanted to start working on some fingerstyle today. So maybe what's happening toward the end of this session, maybe like 8:20, maybe we'll start. I feel like I just want to tear loose on some like Bruce Cockburn style finger stylings. So if you're into that, stick around. I'll try to stick to that sentiment and try to quench the old thirst. So here we go. Just taking care of the body so it will take care of us. And you realize there does not need to be a whole lot of talking during these sessions, right? As a matter of fact, if I am here practicing by myself, I don't talk at all. I don't speak out. As hard as that is to believe, I don't speak at all if I'm here by myself. And if you're there by yourself, so we will typically have an internal dialogue, but it's not, it's non-verbal, and it might be spiritual, or it might be, just those thoughts jangling around in there. And sometimes it's a discipline just to keep the show rolling, right? Just to keep ourselves moving forward in a warm-up state of mind. And we're less in a discovery-based state of mind. We're more like I'm going to church every Sunday. I know what to expect at Mass. I know I'm going to kneel down and pray. I know I'm going to listen to a homily. I know, I'm going to receive communion. I know there are certain things I know to expect during my warm-up period. I know what the Ferrari F355 is going to sound like when I turn it over. I know what the exhaust is going to sound like because they've spent millions of dollars in research and development just tuning the sound of that exhaust. So I know what to expect when I turn it on. I know what it's going to sound like. And when I jam on it and I go from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, I also know what to expect. I know what that feels like, So we're talking about something that's constant. We talk about constant here. And that to me is what the warm-up is all about. So 1 E and a 2, we're doing 1, 2, 3 and stretch 4 on 1, 2, 3. And so 9, 10, 11 and 13. 1 E and a 2. T, E and a 4. So if you're here and you're new, I wanted to be sure to personally welcome you. I am Jason, and this is the morning ritual for guitar growth. You found your way. You found your way. You've been coming through the jungle with a machete in hand for what seems like miles and miles and hours and days. You've been careful all along the way, and you finally chopped your way into this little oasis, right? This little YouTube oasis where we can find ourselves again once again with guitar in hand. So hopefully you have guitar in hand. But if not, that's okay, because there's always tomorrow. I'm here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. I will be here tomorrow, good Lord willing, of course, for the Friday session. Today is Thursday already. I can't believe it. I can't believe how quickly time rolls by. So what I try to do in those moments is remember, what am I called to do in my life? And it's not what I think I really have to remember it's not what I think I'm called to do in my life. I have to remember time and time and time again that the calling doesn't, it comes from above, you know, or, you know, wherever your calling comes from. I like to think mine comes from above. Good. Fingers 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Again, we're doing the stretch. So 8, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 1 C and the 2 C and the putting on my shoes. Hopefully you've been enjoying some good quality outdoor time too. Hopefully that's the case, you know. We've had some really lovely, just terrific weather here. We've had some fantastic weather. We've really been enjoying it. Outdoor movies and such, you know, all of that stuff. Coming to the end of the, you know, the 2-finger groups, the 3-finger groups, and the 4-finger groups. I have to tell you, my fret hand is feeling just fantabulous this morning, fantastic. And I hope your fret hand is doing equally as well. All right, there we go. I think now what I'm doing is I'm just going to do that exploded sort of like 1, 2, 3, 4 diagonal pattern. We're just going to do one instance of that because I think I want to save probably close to 20 minutes of this session for fingerstyle warm up, right? So 1 E and a 2, T E and a 4. These string skips get easier and easier, and you have more command and more access to the guitar as time rolls on. So if you don't know this exercise, or if you're looking at it and thinking, man, I really want to learn how to play this exercise, you can revisit this video as after this live stream completes, we do cut this loose under the live tab right here at Jason Carey Guitar on YouTube. We do make these available for viewing on demand, so please, by all means, make use of those these videos. So we were about 38 minutes in once you saw that. If you wanted to go back and look at that pattern, you can go back and look at that pattern a little later this morning, just after this live stream completes. Oh, do you know what I've got in here this morning? We always keep ginger root in the house on stock, so we keep it, you know, the big roots, and then so I basically chop up a bunch of that and put it in my little tea ball, and so I've got ginger and honey tea, so it's local honey. And we found that by consuming local honey, a lot of our allergies are sort of like subside. You know, a lot of that stuff kind of doesn't exist if we consume local honey. Honey local to us, you know. starting to get, starting to feel warmed up. I'm thinking that I'm just going to start working on just some really great simple fingerstyles. Just this is all like right hand studies, right? And we could easily just sort of drop the D string, but I think, yeah, why don't we do that? And then it's basically, we're dropping it from that E note down to low, the D string here. So if you start with open D, and then you play on the low E string, you can tune right down to a D string, a D note on the low E string. But I always tune below or beneath the tone and tune back up to it so we don't introduce slack. Not to be confused with slack key guitar. Oh yeah. Spend my days with a woman unkind, smoke my stuff and drink all my wine. It's not really the tuning the song's in, but we're just starting here with that drop D. And I'm still using 60 beats per minute. So if you find yourself needing a Martin D X2E, or your metronome, I've got a metronome running at 60 beats per minute, tuning fork, boom. That Martin phosphor bronze guitar strings and the Page Capo, all of those are available here, as links, affiliate links. And anytime you need a piece of gear, if you can easily help the channel by purchasing any gear that you might need through links on this channel. And it helps us to sort of stay a business, keep the lights on, that kind of thing. So this is all I'm going to do for a little spell here. I'm going to try to get inside of this alternating picking sequence, and I'm just going to keep trying to get that thumb right there on the downbeat. Boom. We've got to feel these as little explosions, right? And we're going to start adding some other things here in just one moment, but I've got, right now at the moment I have the training wheels on. The training wheels are keeping me sort of afloat, and that's okay. So we have bang, boom, boom. What could I do? This is the key of D, right? So we drop the D string or the low E string. We have drop D right now. If you missed that, we can just play just standard tuning, but so we can open it up a little bit, or we could put palm mute the bass notes. start doing all kinds of work with that thumb. We're just going to chill it out a little bit more and just kind of refine the thumb movement. So thumb is alternating between B and D. Oh, the old Dungeons and Dragons days. I never really got into that game. I don't know why, but let's do the first order of business is to add one finger at a time. So I'm going to start with the right hand. I'm going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. 1 and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1. I'm going to, while I play the open D string, I'm going to pluck upward on the open G string. And then I'm going to hammer on 4 and a 1, 2, 3 and 4 and a 1, 2, D and 4. So I'm going to try to work through this, keeping that this thing alive. We're going to try to simplify this process. Just working with D minor, D harmonic minor, and so I'm trying to think in terms of styling what my effort is here, aligning it with what the great Bruce, the Canadian songwriter, singer-songwriter, guitarist, musician, Bruce Cockburn might do. So we're just thinking about, we don't always grab one. It's either, we're either grabbing the notes on the downbeat, upbeat. It's either together or offset. So you can hear how things get pretty out of control pretty quickly. So this is just me sort of like shedding the mindset of the warm-up and starting to think in terms of, you know, what does it mean to start engaging in practice? And that practice life for me it includes discovery-based learning, which in turn is, by definition is incentivization for me to personally keep playing. So I need a certain amount of freshness. You know, I love steak and potatoes. I love ham and cheese sandwiches. I love a dropped egg on toast or eggs Benedict, but I do like variety, right? I could eat pizza every single day of my life, lasagna every single day of my life, but I do like to have variety. And so that variety, you know, if you buy concert tickets and you see me play just, you know, thumb, boom, you know, alternating between open low D and open D string, you know, 10 minutes into it, you're going to be like, man, what am I doing? Maybe I could have spent that money on something a little better. But so there's that discovery thing happening, you know, and I'm going to start with I think I'm going to start with keeping that bass line sort of ostinato or repeating. And then maybe floating around the minor pentatonic or minor, you know, sort of like the minor key. So let's try it one more time. But as long, you can play along with me as long as you keep that thumb pattern just sort of locked in, and you won't know, you know, it's like riding a bike and it's just like 1 second you're wobbling all over the place, eating the handlebars in your gut, you know, or and then the next thing you know, you're like, I don't like that. I really don't like that. I don't care for that at all. So you decide to try it again after you have some very constant encouragement and support from your folks or your friends to keep trying to ride the bike. And then eventually you're like, whoa, I got this. And that's what this thumb pattern should feel like. At one moment, it's kind of like you're in the fray. You're not sure if you're going to get out of hell. And then one moment, the next moment later, it's just a glorious and triumphant overcomer story. You know, I don't know how else to explain it. But I know there's a lot of stuff going on here that's worth getting after. it's just messing around. And really all we're doing is just taking what we know, the things that we've been working on in warm-ups, and then the other patterns that we've been working on, you know, the minor pentatonic pattern. Let's take a look at what happens. We didn't use any of those patterns today, so let's go ahead and see what happens if we incorporate these things into the D minor pentatonic, or the D, sort of D-ish riff that we just worked on with the thumb. And I wanted to start, you know, really low in dynamic level, because I want to have somewhere to go. We're getting ready to jump today, so I want to encourage you to continue working on this kind of effort. But here's so that's where we're going to leave it today. I think we're just going to start there. I wanted to say thank you very much for your being here with me throughout the course of this B's. Maybe this one was your only touchdown. Maybe I'll never see you again, but hopefully you'll be back tomorrow morning. I'm here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time for the entire year of 2025. Doing, just working through, negotiating my way through my own personal morning ritual for guitar growth. And I'm thankful, number one, that I'm able to be here and do this. And I'm also thankful that you're able to be here and do this with me. So we'll see you again tomorrow. And until we meet again, I wish you happy picking.